Your chances of getting lucid tonight have just skyrocketed. And in a minute, you're going to hear me give you the science that shows it's possible. What I would say is try it. You've got nothing to lose. Once you become lucid in your dream, the brain doesn't think you're sleeping. The brain doesn't think you're imagining. The brain doesn't think you're dreaming. The brain thinks you're awake. So whatever you do once you become lucid, the brain starts to rewire itself in favor of that action. This means you can literally get better at physical, real-life stuff through practicing it in your lucid dreams. Whatever you do in the lucid dream profoundly affects the 2/3 of your life that you spend awake. It is one of the most powerful tools for life manifestation I have ever come across. A lucid dream is a dream in which you're actively aware of the fact you're dreaming as the dream is happening. So it's not just a really vivid dream. It's not a dream where you see future events and those future events come to pass. And it's not an out-of-body experience where your consciousness shifts out of the body. It's specifically a dream where you're sound asleep, but while you're sleeping and dreaming, you go, aha, this is all a dream. That's what makes it a lucid dream. It may well be vivid. It may well see future events. It may well lead to an out-of-body experience. But by definition, a lucid dream is simply a dream where you go, aha, I'm dreaming as the dream is happening. Lucid dreaming actually happens in REM dreaming sleep, which comes at the end of your 90-minute sleep cycle. So you are totally asleep when you have a lucid dream. So you're not half awake, half asleep. You are dreaming. But in the dream, you become actively aware of the fact you're dreaming. So once you know that you're dreaming, you gain access to the world's most powerful virtual reality simulation, your own subconscious mind. In a lucid dream, you are inside your own psyche. You are literally walking around a 3-dimensional projection of your own mind. And you can choose what to do. Now, if that sounds psychedelic, it should. You know, there's a renaissance in psychedelic experience now, psychedelic therapy and all this stuff, and some of it's really, really great. But if you want a free psychedelic experience, where you don't need to, go and see a shaman in the Amazon, where you don't need to find some dude on the street, you can go into your own mind in bed. Because in the lucid dream, you have access to this huge psychedelic experience. So once we're lucid, we know that we're dreaming, we can choose what to do. Anything you can treat through hypnotherapy, you can also treat through lucid dreaming. So working with trauma, as I've mentioned before, working with negative thought programming, working with life skills rehearsal, working for confidence boosting, but also just like hypnosis can be used for a stage show, also lucid dreaming can just be loads of fun. I do not want to give anyone false hope. So I'm going to tell you now, these are anecdotal reports. There's not been a scientific study on it. I'm currently part of a research team that has applied for funding to try and get the research grant for this, so hold tight. But right now, we've only got anecdotal reports. However, it seems that in the lucid dream state, because you're in a 100% visualization, as I mentioned before, because you can't get more of a visualization than the lucid dream, if you apply visualized healing techniques within the lucid dream, it seems to have a very powerful effect. Now, you might say, oh, it's just a placebo. Okay, but anyone who says just before the term placebo does not understand the placebo. The placebo is not just a placebo, it should be, wow, the placebo. So it seems like because the placebo is the mind affecting the body, if you engage the placebo effect plus visualize healing within a mind-created reality of the lucid dream, they work together in a very powerful way. I used to wear glasses. You'll see in my early videos, all my YouTube videos, I've got glasses on. I now don't wear glasses. That took me 3 or 4 lucid dreams. I wouldn't say my eyesight's 100% now, but I'll tell you what, I don't need glasses. I don't need glasses I used to. Watch the theater, go to cinema, stuff like that. I just don't need them. I'm going to give you what I call the 3 Ds, right? These are your kind of first steps to lucid dreaming. Number 1, dream recall. You are dreaming. Everybody dreams every night. The only difference is, do you remember your dreams? Do you not? There's no way to stop the human brain from dreaming other than a heavy head injury or a stroke or a head trauma. So know this. Number 1, you're definitely dreaming tonight. It's just, do you remember it? If you sleep 8 hours a night, you're dreaming for 2.5 hours of those. But why don't we remember? Possibly because if you think you don't dream, you don't try and remember. And now you know you do dream. It's as simple as this. Before bed tonight, try and remember. Sit on the edge of your bed and go, you know what? I want to check if this guy is real. I want to check if this does for real. So tonight I'm going to remember my dreams. 70% of the time, that's enough just to have the intention to remember your dreams before bed. But here's my technique to supercharge it. I mentioned this term hypnagogic. The hypnagogic state is that transitional state of mind as you're falling asleep. It's the kind of drowsy bit like that. Hypnagogic, it's a natural state of hypnosis. So as you enter that state tonight, drop a hypnotic suggestion into your mind. It's this: tonight I remember my dreams. I have excellent dream recall. Tonight I remember my dreams. I have excellent dream recall. If you fall asleep tonight reciting that over and over again, in the Tibetan tradition, we'd say do it 21 times. 21 times as you fall asleep, implanting that heavy hypnotic suggestion to recall your dreams. That's step one. The second D, dream diary. I've mentioned it already. When you wake up in the morning or in the middle of the night, we've all had it. We wake up at 4 o'clock to pee and we're like, oh, I had a life-changing dream. I'm never going to forget this one. I'll write it down in the morning, and then morning, boom, like the memory of a dream, right? So write it down even if it's the middle of the night. The reason we write down our dreams is not only to solidify the memory. We know if you're studying for an exam, right, to write something out helps with the memory, but also to spot patterns. That's the third D, dream signs. A dream sign is any aspect of the dream that can reliably indicate to you that you're dreaming. So dead relatives, ninja babies, talking animals, whatever, the crazy stuff that happens in your dreams. If it doesn't happen in your everyday life, it's a dream sign. By writing down our dreams, you start to catalog your dream signs. You'll be like, oh, let's say maybe you keep the dream diary for 1 week. At the end of the week, you go, oh, look, I always dream I'm back at school, but I'm an adult. I always dream of my dead grandma, but she died 20 years ago. So you start to see these patterns emerging. And when you see those patterns, you tell yourself, okay, so before bed, you go, well, if between now and breakfast, I see my dead grandma, I gotta be dreaming. I must be dreaming. If between now and breakfast, I'm in a school, I must be dreaming. I've got to be dreaming. You implant these lucidity triggers. So we dream recall to set the intent. We write down the dreams to spot the patterns, to recall the dreams. And then we spot the patterns and create lucidity triggers. You can spend your whole day, every time something weird or strange or unexpected happens, don't ignore it. Just stop and go, well, could this be a dream right now? Now, I'm not nuts. I know I'm not dreaming right now, but I'm creating a habit of mine that whenever something weird happens, I stop and I go, could I be dreaming right now? And then I look at my hand. I might do a hand check my fingers and thumbs. Okay, I'm awake. Because in a dream, if you check your hands twice in a row, often something changes. You might get an extra finger, your hand might melt. It's a thing to do with the brain network that doesn't get much blood flow in the pre-lucid dream state. So you try and use that brain network, it kind of glitches. It can't work detailed patterns.